This is the Tree of Life, Season 13, Chapter 6. In this episode, we will be reconceptualizing the chambers described in the last episode with regards to the bodily cycles or rhythms as resonant cavities. Now, it is important to note, I am not referring to the cavities associated with the body itself in this conceptualization, but rather treating the path-linked movement of states associated with the person as a cavity associated with that order of rhythm or cycle. To start out, in the last episode, we talked about how the bodily rhythms or cycles could be reconceptualized as chambers in light of the manner by which an impulse inversion occurs. The idea was that a negational impulse is teased out via small phase shifts within one order of the bodily cycles or rhythms. This teasing out occurs through small phase shifts associated with one order of the rhythms, manifesting as affirmation impulse by impulse. Once teased out, it becomes self-referential without becoming self-conscious. From the analysis, we could see that this only occurs through the self-conscious referential bodily rhythms, treating them rather like a cavity, which retains, or filters, from the conjoined consensuality a transitory vain form of self-referential impulse, before it becomes affirmed by the conjoined space. In other words, the bodily rhythms through their referentially self-conscious forms act as cavities, trapping a transitory transitionary state of an impulse between its negational and affirmational form. Now, we can treat the bodily rhythms or cycles as resonant cavities in a broader sense. Namely, we can view the impulses corresponding to those rhythms which are self-conscious by need, the concealment of the rhythms, negational, as emblematic of a lossy cavity. That is a cavity which is losing information. We can view the particular manifestation of those rhythms in the transition of one phase of the rhythm to the other, as the resonance frequency of the cavity. We can view the hybrid structures associated with the phases of each order of rhythm or cycle as the resonance states associated with that particular cavity. These points reveal that in many ways, the lossiness of a cavity is associated with nonlinear displacement events coincident with a 180-degree phase shift in the rhythm or cycle. Similarly, we discussed another form of chamber, the echo chamber, associated with a particular experience of the Internet. We discussed how these echo chambers could act in the same fashion, by trapping these transitionary state impulses between affirmation and negation. The idea was that just as the bodily rhythms or cycles act as resonant cavities for particular impulses, so too could the echo chambers on the Internet act in this fashion. That's the end of the podcast for today.